already done this, but Pete's camera's shit. So, deja vu, it's like I've already done this. So guys, this is the first in our Secret Wars discussion series. Secret Wars came out today. We picked our copies up, we've read through it, and we're going to hopefully be doing more of these kind of sit down and just discussing comic book type videos. And then here is Battle World. This came, well, it didn't come with the comic, we paid the extra £1 so we could have the world as it is now.
And knowing what comics we have, what more comics we have to buy now.
Yeah. And then we got this freebie, which is a preview of all the tie-ins for Secret Wars. So this is probably a good place to start with the previews. So if you two want to start flicking through. I will just say I also picked up recently, this is the original Secret Wars. This is the trade paperback of all 12 issues, I believe, yeah, of the old one. So I'm going to read this as well to just get a little bit more context in and what have you. Because in this one, this is just good versus evil. It's just the heroes versus the villains on Battle World, but we have a feeling this will be something a bit different. What preview issues are you excited for?
Honestly, Deadpool. I believe Pete's going to say the same thing.
Deadpool.
Deadpool's definitely the favourite. It's like I said, I like the Battle World tie-in where we have Dr. Castle, which is Doctor Strange. His soul was in
Punisher.
Yeah, in the Punisher. We have the Infernal Four, which is Hulk, Wolverine, Ghost Rider and Spider-Man, which is a really cool team up in my opinion. But this looks like a weird heroes versus heroes kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then there's Ultimate End, which we don't really get a lot of. Some of these previews were much shorter and some of them are literally just pictures.
Yeah.
Inhumans, not that bothered about.
I thought it would be quite good. I might get it.
Yeah. This journal thing I really don't like. The King Charles's England
Oh, that is
thing. It just feels out of place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just right now all I'm just seeing it it's nothing but like a group of bandits.
Yeah. I thought this looked quite good.
What, 2099?
Yeah, 2099.
Well, I'm familiar with 2099 Spider-Man, but not really anybody else, because we have Girl Cat, we have weird Iron Man face, Hercules is in there.
Probably even Iron Man's probably a drone in this one, I don't know.
Yeah, it could be.
So yeah, then we get to Deadpool. We have this scene where I just realised it's a scene from the original Secret Wars, but in classic fashion, Deadpool turns up, which I thought was hilarious. My favourite part of it is just when he says, and if I do say so myself, those were some impressively big balloons. Those word balloons where you introduced everyone. Impressive exposition there, my lady.
I think this is actually meant intend for the sequel, for like the beginning of the Secret Wars, but only this is like a Deadpool story because remember he can shatter the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe they tweaked it up a bit because a lot of people love Deadpool now.
Yeah.
When I say now, the minute he came on, everybody started loving him.
There's the Old Man Logan preview, and Old Man Logan is a story I'm fully familiar with, and it is awesome. It's weird, but it's awesome. Inferno, not one I'm that.
Love the graphics. Just wish they had a. Just wish. Oh, talking about Old Man Logan. Just wish they had a little bit of speech to recap what's going on.
Yeah. Where Monsters Dwell, probably my least favourite preview in this. It's just a man and a woman singing in a plane, and then there's pterodactyls. Is the whole thing. Planet Hulk, I've said the actual preview doesn't give a lot, but I loved Planet Hulk and I want to see how this ties in.
Yeah.
We have another Infinity Gauntlet story
Yep. So can't wait to see that.
with giant bugs.
And so far, according to the cover, he only has two Infinity Stones, which
Oh shit, yeah!
Which might actually reference to Avengers Age of Ultron, because remember there are two Infinity Stones still missing. Maybe he already has them in there. Maybe in the next film he already has them. So yeah, something to think about.
A-Force, which the preview's not really a preview. It's like still all pencils and stuff, but it's cool, I guess. And then finally, and most anticipated, MODOK Assassin. Can't wait because MODOK is a brilliant creation. It was nice to look at the tie-ins. I'm interested in the tie-ins, but it's not something I fully pour my money into because that's exactly what will happen. It will just drain.
Yeah, you're gonna read one story, continue with it, but then you're gonna want to go to the next one to see how it expands out. Because like once you buy one, you've got to buy the rest of them.
Then here it is. It's been long anticipated. Secret Wars issue 1 of 8. So the main storyline is just the 8 issues. This was £4.50 for this issue. What do you think of the price? Like, did you think it was too much? Were you surprised at how cheap it was, or?
I'd say average really.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting it.
Yeah.
Although for a new issue, yeah, that is what would be expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel the cover. How awesome is that?
The cover is absolutely gorgeous on this. Like the text and each person has a different feel to the backdrop. I haven't actually felt a comic that has this material, I guess you could call it. There's a Secret Wars prelude, which I do want to get. That's in trade paperback form because it might put some of this into context. Immediate reactions.
Good, awesome. It is confusing at the start, but that's what's to be expected. It's sort of like a cliffhanger, like as a taster, and then you just go through the issues, and it like completes. Especially the ending. That was just spine chilling for me.
I feel like you need to hook people with their first issue.
And that's exactly what this does.
At the same time, I think like having something like this, you go, what was that? I want to know more. But there will be those people that go, that was confusing. If the whole story is going to be this confusing, am I going to want to read it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're going to read it anyway because what if it's not? You're going to want to see for itself. I mean, look at this. It's the first in the first comic, and as you can plainly see at the cover, is when everything ends, and it even says on the boards when everything ends. So we've seen that, and now throughout the entire rest of the issues, we're probably going to see there is only Secret Wars.
Yeah, because the reason this has been so anticipated is because this is supposed to be one of those massive events that's going to change the entire Marvel universe.
You did say they made this 30 years, didn't they?
Basically, things have been leading up to this for the past 30 odd years of Marvelness. What was your
initial reaction?
So you finished reading it, you put it down. What was your first?
My first thought was that I was so confused.
Yeah.
I didn't know what had happened, and I don't know much about the Ultimate Universe, so I was confused about the whole Maker thing. And
yeah, because I know Spider-Man of the Ultimate Universe. Every other character in the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah. So when it said Reed Richards was like 1,000-year-old guy who like tried to destroy Europe, I was so confused.
Yeah. So at the start we see Doom. I can only assume that this whole starting bit is Doom.
As a narrator.
That was what I was going for. And then we have this blinding light, which Dowie's felt very deeply about the light, didn't you? Because basically they say that when you die, you see a bright light.
But really, it's God, apparently in these words. But honestly, I think, what if this is like a different, is like, this is the starting point. This is the actual first thing we read in the comic. But what if the light is actually a key point? What if it's something else?
So it starts with, the multiverse is dying, only 2 universes remain, today Earths collide. So that's the context you are given. The 2 universes, of course, are the Ultimate Universe and our universe. So we have the Maker, Reed Richards, who already I'm lost by this point in like the first 2 pages, because he's 1,000 years old. He appears to be a bad guy of some sort because Fury doesn't trust him. And he turns and he's talking to Black Swan and Thanos, and it's weird because I don't get it. It establishes that Thanos is our one from 616, but he's on the Ultimate Universe somehow. It's very weird. What confuses me is how does the collision come about? I mean, that might be what that light is.
Yeah.
We have our cast. We have the Illuminati, which is a different team than I've seen before, but it's an interesting team. We have, I don't know why Hulk is also referred to as Doc Green. We have Doctor Doom and Molecule Man. They were actually, in the original Secret Wars, they're a hell of a good team. Like, a really good team together. We have our Avengers with Chick Thor and Sam Wilson, Cap America. How, like, what do you think when they, like, with those decisions to have Chick Thor and, you know, Sam Wilson, Captain America? Are you down with that, of having new faces?
Yeah, it's definitely a change of pace.
I like Chick Thor.
I prefer Chick Thor.
You would.
I remember that.
We have the Fantastic Six, of course, because you can't still be the Fantastic Four when you have two children running around. We have the X-Men, because mutants represent, although it's a really small X-Men roster.
Yeah.
And then we've got the Guardians.
It might get bigger throughout the issues, though.
Yeah. We've got the Guardians that we know and love from the movie. Rocket is awesome in this. We have a couple of Inhumans. And then in the Ultimate Universe, we have Fury, Hawkeye, Maker, the City. I don't know anything about the City. I don't know if he was created just for this or what. Iron Man, Children of Tomorrow, Spider-Man, Blonde Wolverine, Kitty Pryde, Cloak and Dagger, and Jean Grey. Then we have the Cabal, because we've decided it's called the Cabal, because pronunciation is something I struggle with Black Swan, Tarax, Namor, who's a dick, Proxima Midnight,
Yeah.
Maximus, and Corvus.
Glaive.
Thank you. And, of course, Thanos there.
I thought it was Thanos.
It's whichever one I want at the time.
Oh, let's just switch it around. I don't know correct way to say it.
We'll just call him T-Dog for the rest of this comic book.
He's not even like in the rest of the comic, so it doesn't matter.
T-Dog! So we're in Manhattan, we're in 616, the incursion point, and both worlds are just, like, blowing shit up, and we don't know why. And the Fantastic Four are planning, I guess it's like a rescue, but not really. Because they said they've got...
It's a bit like Noah's Ark, isn't it?
Well, they said they've got their resurrection crew because they, you know, if the world's going to end, they want to repopulate it. But they don't seem to give a shit about saving everyone. They just want to save their mates.
Well, what if it was their priority or something? Then what if if that's what they were ordered to do? Because like everybody has their part in this.
Yeah. And then we've got Manifold. Again, a character I'm not familiar with, who I'll have to look up, because by the looks of it, he's one powerful dude.
Yeah, he's definitely the trump card in this, as also predicted as well.
I'm a fan of the Heroes for Hire.
Not to mention War Machine as well.
When Colossus throws Hulk and says, I've had a lot of practice, I thought that was cool, because he throws Wolverine all the time.
It's amazing how he can actually throw Hulk.
Yeah.
I know he's strong, but seriously, that's strong. Wow.
She-Hulk's looking fine. I don't know what it is. She-Hulk's just fit. It's important to know. Even though she's green, I'd still go there. Shit's blowing up. Shit's blowing up.
That's pretty much the summary of the entire comic.
Let's not forget all the bad guys reuniting in the bar because instead of actually getting off their asses and actually helping, despite the fact that they're all going to die.
Well, that's the thing. They said they basically want to watch their enemy's greatest failure.
And they can't do that while trying to save it. Maybe even the heroes die. But thankfully, we have Punisher.
I love their emails because basically they get an email from Kingpin just saying, "Let's all chill out and watch shit blow up. And what is it? Lizard at coldblooded.com. Hit the target at hit.com. Who at whocares.com. Oz at amazinghair.net. Like, well, Fisk's actually sounds like a real thing. So yeah, Punisher turns up.
And he's like,
happy to see him.
I'm actually quoting this. Gentlemen, they say that when you die, you can't take it with you. Which begs the question, exactly what am I going to do with all these bullets?
And then the resurrection crew that the Fantastic Four had set up, they end up going down. While this is happening, Manifold, thank you, is like lighting up, and he's in a machine and he's doing something. Cyclops has the Phoenix egg, which is pretty cool.
Manifold. He bends reality, which lets him teleport.
Oh, teleport, so the survivors then.
That would make sense.
That would make sense.
Yeah. And the machine obviously amplifies his power.
But see, this thing, it's after Cyclops gets the Phoenix egg that people start disappearing. Then we have the beautifully new drawn life raft, which takes off, and T-Dog is back in it.
Animals, by the way.
T-Dog says, what lesson would you say the apocalypse has taught you, Maker? And then Maker says that some things refuse to die. Carol Danvers is on there. Star-Lord, Spider-Man, Chick Thor, The Thing, and the two kids.
I think Chick Thor is just called Thor.
Chick Thor. Black Panther's there the whole time as well. Life Raft gets hit, but then Sue Storm creates a shield around it. The part that's broken off with her in, with the kids in, and Reed wants to try and reach out to save her. They take the shields down so that Reed can attempt to save them. And then they, as well, I can't really... Do they vanish or do they explode? It's not particularly clear. Reed stretches out his arm and he's bringing it back in, and as he does, the shields come back up, and it looks like it takes some of his fingers off.
Lovely.
And then there's a big white light and you just see the earth just blows up. What's interesting is the fact that Reed's just lost his family, and you get these things saying you spend your entire life looking for that perfect someone. He says he's lost everything. We've all lost everything. But what's weird is the fact that as this is going on, we also get another glimpse of Doom's mask like we did at the start.
But except the light is actually touching him, so what if that's the same light?
But it's curious because it makes me think maybe it's not Reed speaking at all. Maybe it's Doom who's been going throughout the book and he's the narrator. It would make Doom more interesting.
It would.
Yeah, definitely.
But then it goes from white and it fades to black. And it says, and I hope, I believe in nothing. And the first issue ends, and then we have a page at the very back which says the Marvel Universe 1961 to 2015 and the Ultimate Universe 2000 to 2015, which, like you said, is just chilling when you realise you've just seen the Marvel Universe is gone.
Well, at least the heroes survived.
And then we get an Uncanny Inhumans preview at the back, which was nice of them, I guess. A lot of shit gets blown up. It's a fun read. Cannot wait to get issue 2, which actually comes out next week. The Beyonder, who is the reason behind the first Secret Wars, and he brings Battleworld together. And we were sort of saying who is powerful enough to do something, like to create Battleworld, basically. And I said, well, Franklin Richards. Because you said as well, didn't you, about when the life raft disappears, the one with Sue and everyone on, it could very well just be that Franklin has saved them, and maybe Franklin creates Battleworld. That would be interesting to see. It's just the Ultimate Universe that throws me.
Yeah.
Because I think another thing is doing a series like this is that we're going to be learning more. Because, I mean, we're not here to be like, we know everything about comics ever. and
Because we
we're
don't.
gonna-
There's a lot of things we
Yeah.
haven't read.
I'd say we all do have a pretty big knowledge of a lot of characters and stories and stuff, but this is something. I think that's why this threw us, because we were expecting like, let's just pick it up and it's just your everyday comic book, and then we read it and we were like, this is completely different.
Yeah.
It's worth mentioning that on the back, there's the front cover of Secret Wars 2, which sees literally like an army of Thors. I feel as if Battleworld is probably not going to turn up till like issue 3 or like. I feel like the actual Secret Wars might not start till like issue 3 or 4.
Where did I see Howard the Duck? Because I definitely saw him in
It's
Summon.
It's somewhere. No, it's definitely. No, I think it's the pre.
Okay.
It's in the preview.
Yeah, it's first. No, here it
Yeah.
is. The second page.
Right.
In Battleworld.
Yeah. So Howard the Duck's there.
But yeah, it's just, I read that, I was so excited for this, and I read it, and there was a little twinge of disappointment, not because it's bad, but just because I was left, like, I didn't like being left confused.
we were all left in the dark with this issue, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, Secret Wars, would you recommend people pick this up?
Need
Yes.
to read more first.
We have to read like the entire issues first, but either way, it's a new comic. The graphics are extremely impressive. The ending is really spine chilling and a cliffhanger. So honestly, yeah, I would recommend you buy this.
I quite like the art. The art to me is like, some of it I really, really like, other times not so much. We've got Hickman is the writer.
Yeah, we got John Hickman, the writer. Hassan Ribic.
I could attempt, I guess, between now and next Wednesday to finish Secret Wars, the original one. Secret Wars issue 1 will be back next Wednesday, I think, with issue 2. I'm hoping issue 2 is going to give me some context and be like, here's why the Ultimate Universe and thing we're fighting. But it's like I said, that might have started in the prelude. I don't know.
We'll have to find it somewhere.
The Avengers are called the Ultimates because everything is ultimate in the Ultimate Universe. So, I've been Matt.
Joey.
Peter.
I prefer Pete.
Pete.
We need a name for this, but I feel like people
Coming next week.
People will just probably comment and be like, how about 3 gays? Because that's what the internet is. But you can press something.